Welcome back. We're out here. It's a beautiful day here in Texas. This week specifically, and even today, I'm going to be working on practicing like a professional tennis player. Now, I don't have the money nor the resources to dedicate time to like an academy. What I can do is focus on things that I can control. One of those being my serve. Your serve is by far the most important shot in your game. It dictates 50% of your points and allows you to start the point and dictate it on your terms. I am challenging myself to do 500 serves a day for a week. So yeah, let's get right into it. I'll keep you updated along the way.
So when I say train my serves like a professional tennis player, I'm keeping the concept simple here. Obviously, I'm not doing every single thing a professional tennis player would do, but the main point I'm trying to make here is they practice more than the typical person. So why not try to put in the work like the pros do to get better? Some of you may be wondering, Aaron, how in the world are you counting every ball? That's an easy answer. My trusty Wilson ball carrier can hold about 75 balls, which is the exact amount that is in this basket currently. So at 75 balls a basket, I'm going to need to serve about 7 full baskets, which is really in the range of 525 balls. To set the tone for this challenge, I am doing simple 1-2 serves for the first day, hitting my first serve relatively hard and flat, and then hitting a true second serve with spin. A big theme throughout this challenge will be me being very intentional on my form. But for today, I really want to iron out some of the things that feel good about my serves, and more importantly, the things that feel bad. My first serves have always been a problem though. And as I'm going through the motions here, the ones that feel the best are always the ones that I feel like I am trying less on. My thought process as I end out day one is to keep my form pure and simply swing through the ball as smoothly and quickly as possible. Because if I think about hitting it hard, I end up tensing up, which is probably on par for everybody that has problems with their serves. And after about an hour and a half, we're done with day one. So let's check in with myself to see how I feel.
I'm sore all around. I am just absolutely cooked today from work. The agenda for today is to focus primarily on my form. No breaks today. Been working since 8 a.m., but got to put in the work on the tennis court today to get better. Because that's what Serena would have done, baby. Let's get into it and let's get to work.
Day 2 is all about form. Unlike yesterday, I'm not really paying much attention to how quickly I hit through the ball. More or less today, I am trying to be extremely intentional on combining all of the key ingredients that are involved in creating a good serve. Now, whenever I was playing competitive tennis, my coach used to always stress that the serve combines these 5 key ingredients: the toss, the racket take back, the load, the coil, and then finally the follow through. I like to think of these ingredients as separate parts of a serve, and once you get all of these ingredients mastered, you can mix them all together to execute the serve movement seamlessly. The term that comes to mind when putting all of these ingredients together is your kinetic chain. Some of us may be familiar with this concept, but for those of us who aren't, the kinetic chain describes the interrelated groups of body segments, connecting joints, and muscles all working together to perform movements and the portion of the spine in which they connect. So basically all of your muscles working together for one fluid movement. In other words, when we think about how the serve relates to this, once your toss, take back, load, coil, and follow throughs are all mastered, think of it as one fluid motion that flows seamlessly together. This is how the pros are able to make it look so effortless, and part of the reason why I'm just taking a primary focus on form. So if you take anything from this video, I would say practicing your form on your serve, let alone any strokes, is probably the most effective way to improve.
Today is day 3 of serving 500 serves a day. So today, we're going to be focused on placing the ball. But there's a twist. On the do side, I'm going to be focused on spinning it out wide with a slice. And on the add side, I'm going to be focused a lot on kicking it out wide.
This was shot a little over a month ago, and here in Texas, for whatever reason, the weather fluctuates like absolute crazy. It's in the mid 40s as I'm shooting this, which was a significant jump from the mid 70s yesterday. We opened up today's practice by practicing the slice serve out wide. Not gonna lie, the form training from yesterday was probably one of the more taxing sessions I had in this video. My hip flexors are super tight, my left quad is on fire from all the jumping and landing, but the show must go on. As I'm sure you know, your three most common types of serves are flat, slice, and kick. Personally, I think in the modern game, slice is underutilized and severely underrated. The hardest shots for me to predict are slice serves, so I really want to get better at these. Kick serves are obviously extremely effective too, but I've been practicing these ever since high school, so they're not perfect by any means, but they're a little bit easier than my slice serve. So let's just take a look to see how some of the pros do this real fast to give you an idea of exactly what I'm working on. When it comes to slice serves, I cannot think of anybody better than Rafael Nadal. The motions are almost exactly the same as any other serves that you see of his, but the main difference I see in his slice serve is the fact that his toss is more or less between the 12 and the 11, and he doesn't hit through the ball necessarily. He hits around the ball and then through it. When it comes to the kick serve, the example I'm going to have to use has to be the All-American Ben Shelton. This guy has one of the best, if not the best serves on tour right now, and that's for a good reason. I think what differentiates his serve from others is his incredible load at the legs and coil. He gets very low and springs up better than most, and in his kick, it is super apparent that he hits up and over the ball, which is something that has always been hard for me to visualize. So what I'm trying to do differently here as I'm practicing my kicks is I'm trying to get the toss in a better position, but I'm also trying to be more intentional on how I visualize me hitting the ball. A tip that has worked really well for me recently is to picture yourself slicing the ball, but instead of going around it, slice it going upwards. Kind of a weird way to explain that, but it's the best I got. After about 4 baskets, you can see that my form is really starting to break down. I'm just really sore from yesterday. So what I decide to do is focus primarily on the fundamentals. I slow down, try to get a feel for the slice. I also try to get a feel for the kick by just keeping things slow and simple. But you tell me, what are some things that I could be working on to improve on not only my slice, but also my kick serve? So we finish out the last basket for the night feeling tired, but also happy that I'm done with day 3 of this 5-day challenge. And of course, on brand, I dumped the last ball in the net.
If there was ever a day to be unmotivated to go play tennis, it would definitely be today. Here in Texas, it's been super warm these past few days, but yesterday and today, it's down in the 50s and mid 40s. On top of that, the ground's a little bit wet. It hasn't rained or anything along those lines, but this definitely is not tennis weather. Little bad weather wouldn't stop the pros, definitely wouldn't stop Serena, so we're getting back out there. And yeah, let's keep the chat short and just go practice.
For day 4, we are keeping the same concept as the day before, but changing things from going out wide to going down the middle towards the tee. Now, my slice was feeling better after yesterday, but I still just could not really grasp how to keep it consistent. For me, the toss just always felt super confusing. Sometimes I would hit it better when I threw it up more away from me, and other times it felt better when I kept it more above me. I'm going to need to keep working on this because the slice down the tee on the ad side is probably the hardest serve for me to fully grasp. Please give me some suggestions in the comments. On the do side, the kick up the tee is definitely my bread and butter. Sometimes it kicks and sometimes it doesn't, but you get the idea. My coach used to make us practice these all the times to give us an upper hand in doubles, because most of the time, if you're kicking it down the tee on the do side, it's going to the opponent's backhand, which gives you an easy put away. Yet again, I'm just feeling super sore from all the other days that I've been doing this challenge, so I slowed down to really connect a bit more with the slice serve, and in all honesty, because my hip flexor was just on fire today. A few more kicks and we round out today nicely, and now we're off to our final day. This is it. The final day of the challenge. Can we make it through this? For our final day, I'm taking all of the concepts that we've worked on during the previous days and combining them all into one. For our first basket, I'm working on the standard 1-2 serve. First serve flat, second serve with spin of any kind. For the second basket, I'm keeping form top of mind, going for anything really. It could be flat, it could be a slice, it could be kick. I'm just trying to be very intentional on the toss, the take back, the load, the coil, and the follow through. The third basket is kick serves out wide, and I'm not too sure why, but the motion of these kick serves just feels so much better to me than my slices have. After visualizing the kick serve as more of a slice serve that starts from the bottom and finishes at the top of the ball, these have been feeling so much easier to hit. For the fourth basket, you guessed it, we are slicing it out wide. Although the out wide part of the slice is still something that I need to work on, my form and my toss and all of the other characteristics feel great today. So the quality of the slice seems to be noticeable, to me at least, but I still have a lot to work on with this one. Some time's passed now. I'm on my fifth basket, definitely getting fatigued, but we're powering through it. On this basket, you guessed it, we're just doing slice serves down the tee. As I mentioned, the form still feels pretty good on these, but the serve overall still needs some work. Second to last basket, and we're doing kick serves down the tee. Now my kicks at this point are feeling pretty good. My confidence on these is pretty high at this point. And although a few of these are going into the net, I'm feeling really good about relying on these in the future. Finally, after about another hour and a half, we are on the last basket. On these, I'm doing really anything. I'm hitting flat, hitting kicks out wide, slicing down the tee, whatever feels nice. At this point, I'm getting pumped and the serves are just feeling really good. When we get to the last two balls, I'm simply telling myself, make these the best ones that you've done all challenge. First one was a bomb in the body, and the second might have been out, but that's it. 2,500 serves in the books. That is a wrap.